Welcome to Casback Watches. My name is Tim, and in this episode I'd like to speak about the Tissot banana. Tissot banana. To be frank, I bought this watch to tease you a little bit, and I thought after the producer Michael video, I need something crazy on the channel, and I bought this very cheap on a forum, and then it arrived in the office, and I put it on, and the colleague next to me, a nice lady, "What you got there? What's that? May I put it on the wrist for a while?" And I said, "No, it's mine." Because I realized in the first second on the wrist, this is not a joke. This is something really special. And since then, I'm wearing the piece. I'm wearing it now for 5 or 6 days. And with different fabrics, with different shirts, with different suits. And it worked so well with those fabrics. And look at that. Look at this watch together with the stripes. It's just beautiful. Imagine this piece for summer. Linen suit and a white cotton shirt. Marvelous watch with massive downside. I will explain you the massive downside. First, it's a quartz, but more of this later. If there are any Tissot guys watching, at the end of this video we'll find an entire concept for a new great watch, and you are free to I don't know. You can use this concept, and we will discuss then a reasonable compensation for me, let's say. As the story goes, there was a collector in Russia at the beginning of the 20th century, and he was in possession of a single watch, a unique watch, a unique rounded curved watch. And he sent the watch to Tissot, to Switzerland, for servicing the piece. And it was 1917, and unfortunately, or fortunately, it depends on your side, the Russian Revolution occurred, okay? And the guy was missing then, maybe. And then the watch was Tissot without an owner. And Tissot studied the piece. I'm not sure if they really produced then an own banana, but it was then part of the Tissot history, the technique, because it's not so easy. This form is super comfortable on the wrist, but for the movement, this is a problem. If you want to install a proper watch movement in a curved form, then you have a problem when your movements are too big. And the solution back then in 1917 was a massive case. I mean, look at it. This is nearly 50 millimeters case size. Huge watch. This was the solution then. And so the banana, the term banana is not necessarily this particular piece. The term banana is a very small niche in the watch world. You can see it as an own tiny genre. And I know that Patek Philippe produced an own banana. Other category of price, of course. By the way, it's very easy to say something stupid about the watch. I've taken some images with a micro lens, and I called my girlfriend and I said, "Hey honey, do you want to see some nice shots of my banana?" Okay, that was the history. Now let's go into detail and let's examine the Tissot banana. Okay, welcome aboard. First basic specifications. We're looking at 49 millimeters in length, and the lug width is 20, so very convenient if you want to change the strap. And now let's discuss the crystal. I've brought this watch to my watchmaker for changing the battery. First time I've done such a thing. And we were really unclear about the material here. Is this glass or is this plexi? It sounds like plexi, but it touches a little harder than plexi. Very strange. And this reference is out of production, so it's very hard to get proper information about the materials. But I think it's plexi. And it shows, of course, the curve of the case. It follows the curve of the case, but it's also domed, massive domed. If you can see this, yeah, very impressive look. Especially, and now we can speak about the dial, champagne dial, and what's compelling here is the style of the numerals, of course, the design, but also the texture of the numerals. Very fat, thick varnish, almost like a relief. Look at that. You can see the curves like little mountains on the dial. It's so beautiful, so great to watch, especially together with the old Tissot logo. Very compelling, very beautiful. I felt in love with that style of those numerals, and it's fair legible, I think, for this kind of style. Okay, next thing is the case, high polished, gold plated, and I must say the gold plating here shows a good quality. You can recognize a low quality with gold plating when it's kind of brownish, when you see some brown tones in the gold. This is not very beautiful, and this indicates poor quality in most of the times. And here you can see this is a really beautiful gold tone, really bright, clear, and yeah, looks like proper gold in fact. Although you can see the case back here is metal. And yeah, let's I can show you the case back. Nothing fancy, nothing interesting with the case back. There you can see some basic information, reference number and such things. Not very interesting. The next thing is the crown I want to show you. This is beautiful. We see here a nice onion crown. Nice onion crown, works pretty nice, pretty good together with the numerals and the hands. And now let's talk about the movement. It's a quartz movement, and you know what? It's shit. It's really shit. My watchmaker opened the watch during the battery changing process, and he showed me the movement, and the movement has the size of the T, or let's say a little bit bigger, but only a little bit bigger. The size of a really small coin. And of course it keeps great time, it's quartz, but it doesn't feel so good. This is, I don't know how to put that, flimsy, and there's very little resistance, and I think you can wind it in both directions without doing any harm to the watch, and this is not satisfying. It's no fun playing with the movement. And yeah, I don't like that at all. So this is the big downside here. It's a quartz, and the other downside of course is that you can't see the metal here. This is not very beautiful. This is not very well done. Okay, let's discuss quickly the clasp. The strap is leather, it's black, it's not really convincing. It's just a, forgive me, but it's just a cheap leather strap. I think I will change this to a nice Herzog strap. And the clasp is okay. Yeah, I mean, no, what's going on? Okay, no. You see, it does the job, but it's not very convincing. Not very convincing piece. So I think it's a good idea to change the strap. Okay, prices. I think the new models, they go for something like 500 euros, and in my opinion, this is a smidgen too high. I'd like to see this for 395 euros, let's say. On the used market, it's way cheaper, of course, because many people are afraid to wear such a watch, which isn't necessary, I can assure you, because let's put it on the wrist, and it's easier to show it than explain it. Okay, there it is. Let's rearrange my shirt a little bit, then you can see it together with the cuff. Okay. So you see, really big watch, and I have a 17 centimeter wrist, so my wrist is very small. But what do you think? I think this fits. This goes very well with my small wrist, and as I said, with different textures, different shirt cuffs. Really compelling watch. And now look at the dial, look at the light, and there's so much going on here. Moment, let me sharpen the camera a little bit. There you are. So very beautiful piece. This little thing, or this big little thing, could really be a keeper. Okay, what's the conclusion here? For me, the conclusion must be this is a very compelling design. Great, compelling, beautiful design, and it deserves a better watch. Tissot, it deserves a better watch. And now I'm here with my new concept. I've invented this concept exclusively for Tissot, and it's called the Tissot Flamingo. Tissot Flamingo. And I want this watch with proper materials and proper features. Let's begin with the crystal. I want to see a proper sapphire crystal here, okay? I know this plexi is the real thing, but I want to see a sapphire crystal. And the case I want to see in rose gold, 18 karat pure massive rose gold. I know that's heavy, but the form allows it, rose gold. That leads us to the term flamingo. And I want to see the numerals, not in that blue. That blue is great for this watch, but the flamingo I want to see with a deep, dark, nice, thick chocolate brown. Okay, chocolate brown. And the chocolate brown will match the strap. Alligator. We want an alligator strap with a nice golden clasp. And on the case back, I'd love to see a nicely hand engraved, or not hand engraved, let's say in a normally engraved flamingo with on a map of Cuba or map of Florida, something in the south, something with flamingos. And retails for, let's say, $3,500 US, okay? I think this is a bargain, but Tissot is not Patek, so 3.5, I think it's a great price. And then we need a limited edition, of course, but not that bullshit. Tissot is famous producing limited editions with 9,999 pieces. This is a joke, okay? This limited flamingo comes with only 100 pieces and with extra features, and the extra features are in a nice engraving in the rose gold in the case around the dial, and maybe a little stone in the crown. This would be gorgeous. And yeah, this would be the limited edition, only 100 pieces. By the way, I've mentioned a reasonable compensation for my service here, Tissot, and let's say the number one for me. That would work, I think. Okay, that's all I could say about the Tissot Banana and the Tissot Flamingo. If you find my videos interesting, please consider subscribing. And now let me thank you very much for your attention, and maybe until next time.